Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel and to some more turkey patterning, and today we've got a rather interesting combo that I think it's going to be a case of either it works or it doesn't. I don't think we're going to see much in between here. The shells we've got have always been kind of mediocre, middle of the road. They're always good enough but never great necessarily, and today's gun and choke combo is a rather interesting one at that. The constriction to bore diameter is quite a big difference, so it's a lot of choke, and I don't know if it's going to work out with these shells or not. It may be the constriction that we really need to get them to perform, or it could completely ruin everything we have for a resemblance of a pattern. But for the shells I've got today, I brought out some more of the Remington Premier Magnum Turkey shells, but these ones are the 12 gauge 3.5 inch 2 ounce payload of lead 4s at about 1300 feet per second. We've tested our fair share of the Premier Magnum lineup, and like I just mentioned, they're usually perfectly adequate, but never anything overly special. They tend to get beat out by pretty much anything Winchester's got on the shelf as well. But for what it's worth, the 3.5 inch ones seem to maybe be a little bit better than some of the other versions of them. These ones are a lead 4, and that may very well come into play with today's choke as well. A little bit larger pellet size than something like a 5 or a 6 may legitimately not work out with the combo we've got today. We'll just have to see what they do. But for our setup we're running, I brought out the Mossberg 835 Ulti-Mag. It's got a 28 inch barrel on it, and we're going to be running a Rectifire choke. This is the Rectifire Cyclone. I believe, as of the last time I checked, these are still on sale for like 25 bucks a piece or something like that. Or at least they were here recently. But what's interesting here is this is a 660 constriction. Now, 660, very common turkey choke in 12 gauge. However, these 835s are overbored to a 10 gauge bore diameter inside. So your typical turkey choke range is in the 690s or so on average. You can get 675s and 680s and stuff from some people, but generally the 690, 695 constriction is kind of the two big common numbers you get with an 835. So having a 660 at the end is a lot of constriction relative to the bore diameter. So it may work, it may not, because those are a lead 4 that's also a Remington shell through an overboard barrel with a 660 choke at the end. And these Rectifire Cyclones have been pretty hit or miss so far. Rectifire makes good chokes, but the Cyclone lineup has been a little bit picky based on my testing anyway. So it's kind of an all over the board combination, but sometimes those can really surprise you. So we'll see what it does overall. Before today's test, we're running everything the same as usual. I've got the turkey target set up at 40 yards with the chrono to get our velocity. So let's get you guys a view of that target and see what the Remington Premier Mag 4s can actually do through that tight of a choke out the end of an 835. I don't think we're going to be kind of middle of the road. I think it's either going to work or be terrible, but we don't know until we take our shot. So let's do that and see exactly what happens. Okay, that shell gave us 1267 through the chrono. We have a boss claim of 1300, so we're just a little bit under that, but still mid to upper 1200s is just fine for a lead 4. But did we actually have somewhat of a decent pattern at 40 through that combo, or did it completely blow everything apart? Let's go check it out and see. Okay, here we are down at our 40-yard paper, and we kind of see what I thought we might see. Definitely not a condensed turkey pattern whatsoever. It is kind of completely blown all over the place, and I would say it did not work out for us like I was potentially hoping it would. Can't say I'm too surprised. I think we had a much higher chance of this happening than actually constricting anything down, but we had to try it and see what would happen, because sometimes with those sort of combos, you just never really know until you actually try it. Do we have a dead bird here at 40 though? Technically, yes. There's one definitely through the middle of the spine there. Maybe you got a couple more down towards the bottom area of his neck, and a couple body shots, I guess, down there. But I think our kind of sort of maybe core area is near the bottom left corner of that turkey target. It's still very splotchy, but I think that's the hottest little ball of shot right there. That's not really saying much for the rest of the pattern, because it just kind of is scattered and does whatever it wants. Big scattered area down there at the bottom left. As you get up here towards the top, it's just pellets just randomly thrown kind of everywhere. What you see across that turkey target is very splotchy and erratic all over the place. So it simply just did not work out for us. Now, is it one piece of the puzzle not working? I highly doubt it. I think the shells being a little bit limited with themselves, they're also a lead 4 combined with an overboard barrel that's going down to a 660 constriction right at the end, and the Rectifire Cyclone chokes in general being pretty picky at times. I think all of that combined to give us a pretty just splotchy, all over the place looking pattern. Now, looks can be a little deceiving here with the turkey target up, so I guess we'll go ahead and pull that target down. I'll finish drawing circles and counting pellets, and we'll see what it looks like then. It may look a little bit better or a little nicer than what it does here, but I still don't think it's going to be anything overly impressive, that's for sure. It's probably not a combo I would want to run. It's just way too inconsistent. We've seen way better results from these shells before, even if they are a little bit limited at times, so just not the ideal combination. But let's get the target out of our way and actually look and see what the pattern as a whole looks like, because it may not be quite as bad as what it might initially look like, although I don't have the highest of hopes for it. All right, turkey target is now out of our way, and yeah, we can kind of see what we were looking at earlier as well. Numbers wise, it's not impressive for sure. Technically, yeah, it is turkey capable at 40 yards, but it's not a combo that I would ideally want to run. So we have a 10 and 20 inch circle drawn here. Within our 10 inch core, we have 61 pellets. Generally, a decent performing lead shell should put 100 or more in our 10 inch core, and we're not even really close as far as numbers go there. And not to even mention, a Longbeard XR shell would absolutely blow that out of the water for sure. Outside of that, with our 20 inch circle, we pick up an additional 83 pellets. Usually 150 or more in the 20 inch ring is decent for a solid performing lead shell, and we're not even really close there either, because we have stuff scattered all over the rest of the paper as well. From top to bottom, all four corners, all of it has pellets kind of everywhere. No real condensed area of shot, maybe a tiny little bit at the bottom of that 10 inch ring there, but that's about it. Overall, I think it pretty well speaks for itself. It's just not a combo that worked out in our favor. I think we all knew that this was a possibility coming into it here, all things considered, but I mean, we did technically have the potential for it to work out for us anyway. It just simply did not, and I'm not terribly surprised with it, to be honest with you, either. This is a perfect example on how more choke constriction does not automatically lead to tighter patterns, because you can absolutely go too far with the constriction, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing here. So take it for what it is, I guess. If you want to use this combo, it would technically do the job, but it wouldn't be my suggestion or my choice, that's for sure. So it was worth a shot just to see what would happen, and I think we kind of got what we expected here, one way or the other. All right, y'all. Well, what did you think about that pattern right there? Not exactly what I was hoping to see, but I'm not entirely surprised either. Now, I tried to find the wad out of that shell because I really wanted to see this one and see how it actually held up, but I cannot find it. I've walked up and down the range probably 20 times, can't find it. I did review the footage. I didn't see it land anywhere down here. It may have flown way back into the swamp back there, or it may have completely come apart into a bunch of smaller pieces. It's not out of the question either, really, considering how soft those Remington wads are. They get damaged pretty easily, and those Rectifire Cyclone chokes aren't very nice on wads either. They tend to tear them up, so a little bit unfortunate there. I was really hoping to see that wad, but overall, I mean, it is kind of what it is. It's not overly surprising. It's a Remington shell that's a lead 4 going through an overboard barrel with a 660 constriction at the end of it through a Rectifire Cyclone choke. We had a recipe to give us that result, and it absolutely turned out the way I thought it might, unfortunately. I was hoping for better, but that's why you test different things, because sometimes they're going to work and sometimes they're not. This one, not a combo that I would ever ideally want to use. If it's what I had, sure, keep it inside of 40 and it'll do the job fine, but it's just not a fantastic turkey pattern overall. Definitely too much choke constriction, and it for sure affected how our pattern performed. Kind of blew everything, scattered it all over the place, and just not any sort of condensed, concentric turkey pattern going on here. So leave all your thoughts down below. Is that about what you expected to see? Were you a little surprised one way or the other? Have you tested any of these Remington Premier 3.5 inch shells? And if so, what kind of results have you seen? Have you run them through an an overboard barrel with that tight of a choke? And is this about the same result you've been getting from it? Is this a combo you would actually ever use if you're getting that kind of pattern? Or would you stick to a much better option out there than what that gave us? And maybe what other combos do you want to see us run like this? Whether it be those shells or putting other shells through that 835 with that 660 rectifier that you think might work out in our favor some. Let me know what you guys might want to see down below. But with that being said, I've got some more testing to get done for you guys, so I'm going to get back to it. As always, we have the channel Instagram as well as the mailbox where you can send stuff if you'd like. All that information will be in the description if you're interested in it. But I'm going to get back to it, so I'll see y'all in the next one.